Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talking Reds. The Premier League is back this weekend, and I will be going through my Premier League predictions in this morning show. Good morning. Welcome into Talking Reds. Make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. So Premier League is back. I'm going to do my Premier League predictions this morning. But before we do, we've got some big news coming out about Adam Wharton and his link to Liverpool, potentially in a January move. Make it make sense? I don't know, but there is some things that have come out over the course of the night and into this morning, and yeah. So make sure you do, like I said, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and Liverpool content in general. And get in the chat as well this morning. It is a nice Saturday morning. Football is back. The proper football is back, not just international break. The proper football is back this weekend with club football starting with Nottingham Forest and Arsenal as the early kickoff, and Liverpool play tomorrow against Burnley at 2:00. Right, let's get into the Adam Wharton news. What has come out over the night and also into this morning. So the first person that came out with a report was Marc Guehi of Caught Offside, who said Liverpool are expected to push for a January move for Adam Wharton, whose asking price in the winter market is expected to be around £60 million. For me, I think that's quite cheap. A significant decrease on the £100 million that Crystal Palace were demanding for him during the summer. There was a report and there was a couple of rumours around in terms of this summer surrounding Adam Wharton and potentially a gentleman's agreement to allow him to move next summer. But then David Kopp came out this morning, an hour ago, exclusive from him. Liverpool have a genuine interest in Adam Wharton, and it's believed that Wharton prefers a move to Liverpool over any other clubs tracking him. Liverpool may have make a move in January for Wharton, but next summer is more likely. A deal of 60 million plus add-ons is expected to be enough to secure the signing. Now, many have spoken about Adam Wharton as being a good potential replacement for Fabinho, because obviously we don't really replace Fabinho since he has left Liverpool. Gravenberch has done a fantastic job in that role, but still, I still think we need a defensive-minded DM. I still think we need a DM to allow Gravenberch to even get in better. I think Gravenberch and an 8 would be better. I think McAllister and Florian Wirtz, and I think players like that would get better with a defensive-minded player next to them. And that would be, for me, an Adam Wharton, Baleba, Angelo Stiller. But Adam Wharton would be a sensational signing. He has caught the eye of many clubs across Europe, especially in England, over the past 2 years. It's been sensational at Crystal Palace. One of the big reasons why Crystal Palace have been successful right now, because they won the FA Cup last year and they've been good for a couple of years now. And Adam Wharton's a big part of that. He's now got into the England side and is a key part to the England side now for me, alongside Declan Rice in that midfield. But yeah, I think Adam Wharton would be a sensational sign personally. But £60 million, I think that's quite cheap for a player of Adam Wharton's abilities and talent. I didn't think he'd be that much. I thought he would be around the £100 million mark, if I'm honest. £60 million. Would we go for him in January? My personal opinion, no. I think we wait now until summer, if anything. But Marc Guehi in summer, Adam Wharton in summer. I mean, Crystal Palace have got a lot of calls from Liverpool to come in the summer. And potentially as well, remember talking about Mohamed Salah replacement, and then Michael Olise is the one that's been linked to Liverpool regarding that. So we could have 3 former Palace players joining Liverpool at some point. So that would be a nice team up for them 3. But I think Liverpool are finally going for those sort of players that we need, and those ilk of players that we certainly should be going for. Adam Wharton would be up there. You know, Marc Guehi would be up there. Michael Olise would be up there for me in terms of the talent that we should be going for. Guys, let me know in the chat if you are watching. Make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Let me know in the chat as well your thoughts on Adam Wharton. What do you think about Adam Wharton? Do you think he would be a sensational signing for Liverpool? And do you think it's a capable signing for Liverpool? Remember the report yesterday by James Pearce and I think Paul Joyce came out with something similar as well about the next few summers won't be as busy for Liverpool. But I said last night to me and then said both last night that 1 or 2 additions every summer, or every season would be enough now for Liverpool. Liverpool future-proof for the next few seasons. Isak young, Ekitike is young. got Rio and Gamoa and Gakpo on that side. We need to look at Salah's replacements, certainly. Midfield's still relatively young. Wirtz, Gravenberch, McAllister, Soboslai. Even Curtis Jones is still a young lad in his career. At the back, Frimpong, Kerkers. Van Dijk's replacement does need to be not looked at, but because Leon could be that replacement, but another centre back could be looked at regarding Van Dijk's at some point leaving. Alisson Becker, young for a keeper, I'd say. Still got plenty of years left in him, but even if he does go at some point, Mamardashvili is there anyway. So we are future-proof fantastically well this summer, and we just need to add those one or two every other summer or every year, whether it's in January or in summer. Just add those one or two players throughout the calendar year, and I think we'll be absolutely fine. I do absolutely think I'm fine. So next year, for me, it would be a centre-back and it would be a DM. And I'd also look at the potential Salah replacement at some point as well, whether it be in January not next year, but the year after, maybe. But I think 3 players in the next 2 years, for me, I think is acceptable. 3 players is acceptable for me. A forward, in terms of a right winger, a DM, and a centre back. And then if Konate goes though, then maybe another centre back, because Konate is going to go potentially in summer to Real Madrid, and Gomez his contract runs out in 2027, so I would be looking at another centre back as well as a Marc Guehi, for example. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the chat about about Adam Wharton. For me, there's 3 DMs in world football that I've always looked at and thought, yeah, I would love them at Liverpool. Adam Wharton's one of them. Carlos Baleba at Brighton is another, and Angelo Stiller at Stuttgart is another for me. But they're all quite different. I say Adam Wharton's the one in the middle. I say Baleba's more of an interceptor, tackler, a very good breakup of play in that midfield, and he's very good on the ball as well. But I think Adam Wharton's in the middle of him and Angelo Stiller. I think he's better on the ball than a Baleba, but I think he's better at reading the game than Angelo Stiller. So for me, I think Adam Wharton could be the perfect one, if I'm honest. But I do like Baleba a lot, and I think he would cost around £100 million, if I'm honest, at Baleba. Man United want Baleba as well. But again, with Brighton, I've said it before, because we got an absolute steal with Alexis McAllister's potential of Brighton absolutely wanting an additional 10-20 million on a player from them if we ever go back to them. I'm just going to go over something that obviously Crystal Palace manager said about the Marc Guehi deal, because obviously we saw the reports of potentially the reason why Marc Guehi ended up staying, the reason why Palace pulled the plug is because Glasner had told Parish that he would leave. And that is not true according to Glasner himself. So this is what he had to say about that. It's the last time I want to talk about it. Palace fans deserve to hear how it really was. So many things were written and said. I never threatened to leave the club. After the end of many discussions, the chairman asked me, Oliver, do you think we could manage the season with sell Marc? I said, Steve, honestly, we can't manage it in the short term. If we buy a 19-year-old fantastic player with 1,000 minutes in league earn and sell our captain, we can't manage in short term. But then we have 3 centre-backs. With our schedule, if we have injury at the back 3, it's very risky. And if you want the scenario, then that's fine. Then we sell Marc. If you don't want it, then we'll have to keep him. So basically told him, look, if we sell Marc Guehi, win serious shit, if I'm honest. Yes, we've got a good player coming in potentially, 1,000 games in league earned, but it's not going to be the same in short term. We're going to struggle without Marc Guehi. And this is why you got to be careful of what you believe and what you don't believe. I don't think he did threaten to leave. I think that would be a number. To me, back when that came out, and I said to everyone in our group chat, I said, look, that makes no sense to me. Why would he threaten to leave? That just makes no sense over just a player leaving. He just basically told Steve Parish, look, if we sell Marc Guehi, we could be in trouble in the short term. And he's probably right. The Marc Guehi sale should have been potentially done a bit earlier, and they could have got maybe a replacement that's of not ilk of Marc Guehi, but someone that's even better, someone that's not played at a better level. But I think, like I said, Palace should have been looking earlier for a potential replacement, and Liverpool maybe should have added another 5-10 million a bit earlier to get that deal. But it is what it is. We've gone into the season with Marc Guehi. Hopefully we'll go back in for him next summer and get him for free. as long as he does join us at some point, that would be fantastic. There was also something that came out last night as well regarding Nicola Shira, who was a sports journalist as well, said about something about Konate turning down several contracts at Liverpool, and he's also potentially turned down a move to Saudi Pro League as well, but he's wanting to basically join Real Madrid. He's on the cusp, apparently, to this report, of signing a contract until 2031 with Real Madrid, Konate. And I think this is a deal that would probably, for me right now, it looking like it's quite likely. I'll be honest. Konate has said before himself, look, don't believe everything that you read in the papers and don't believe everything you read online. And I tend not to do that. But when there's several reports about it and he's laughing about, the talks he had with Mbappe, you put two together and do it four sometimes. And I feel the exact same way as where I did with Trent. And I was always on the line of like, Trent's going. And you could tell Trent was going. And I think right now you could sort of tell Konate is going. And I'll be honest. As for me, I'd rather him come out. I've said it all week. I'd rather him come out and say, look, I'm going. I'm trying a new challenge. You don't have to say where he's going. Just say, I want a new challenge. It's winning my last year at Liverpool. I think you get massive respect for that massively. And I think just play the best you can this season, end on a good run, and leave us with some trophies if you can. And then we'll, at the end of the day, good luck with the future, because you've been a brilliant player for Liverpool, and no one is ever obliged to play at Liverpool for the rest of their career at all. So yeah, for me, I am swaying towards the thought of him joining Real Madrid now. I don't want him to. If you're asking me right now, do I want to? No, not a chance. Do I want him to? But at the end of the day, players' careers are short. They've got to do what's best in their interests. And I'd never expect anyone to just stay at Liverpool for the rest of their career, for me. At the end of the day, they've got other ambitions and they've got other things to do in their career. It's like I said, careers are short. If Konate wants to go play Real Madrid because he wants to play in another country, then absolutely fine by me. He deserves every right to do so. And he's in charge of his own career. And he's a very, very good player and deserves to play at the elite football. And right now, as long as he plays well for Liverpool and puts his efforts into Liverpool, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. I'm just going to go before I go over to Premier League predictions, because I do like my doing Premier League predictions. Before I go over to that, I'm just going to go over a few things that Arne Slot was said in the press conference yesterday. Also, the bits that get published late nights on Fridays, the bits after the major press conference. And he spoke basically about Alexander Isak. And he was asked about Alexander Isak and does he fear that Liverpool may be in the same situation Newcastle were, and Alexander Isak will push for a move at Liverpool to another club at some point? And this was Arne Slot's response. No, not at all. It's as necessary as our club, because we also trade players. If a player wants to leave, we get the right money, then the club has shown for many years now that we'd sell. At this club, it is not necessary at all to go on strike. I think it would have an opposite effect. So basically saying, look, at Liverpool, if a player wants to go, we let them go. It's as simple as that. If a player wants to go, we let them go. If someone comes at the right price, player goes, want to go. There's no point where we would turn away to them and say, look, you can't go, and hold them back the way Newcastle did with Isak. Isak had no choice but to go on strike at the point. He couldn't have gone on strike. He didn't have to go on strike. I think he shouldn't have gone on strike, personally. I'd have been pissed off if he was a Liverpool player. But like Arne Slot said there, at Liverpool, you tend not to go on strike. Luis Diaz quite clearly wanted to leave. It was quite clear. In fact, Luis Diaz was up to going for Man City, according to the report the other night. So clearly wanted to leave, and we let him go. We didn't want to let him go. It was quite clear that Arne Slot maybe wanted to keep him. But at the end of the day, if a player don't want to be here, it's bye. And this is what I'm saying about Konate. If you don't want to be here, then good luck with the future. It's as simple as that. He also said he asked about, is he the best striker in the world? At the moment in time, he isn't, for the simple reason he's been out for 4 months. If you write, I said he is not the best in the world, you will have to add that bit, or it is not completely fair because he is one of the best in the world. But for me to become the best in the world, I think the best players need to win big trophies, and that is what he and we need to do for him or someone else to be seen as the best or one of the best. So yeah, I think he can be the best in the world, Alexander-Arnold. And for me, he's for me, I think he's the most complete striker in the world football. But right now, as Arnold said, right now he's been out for 4 months, so we don't know what Alexander Arnold's going to come back. If he hits the ground like he has been for Newcastle, and his goals lead us to trophies, then absolutely can be regarded as one of the best in the world. And I think he's got the right manager there to keep him grounded. He's got the right players around him to keep him grounded. But I also like his aura as well. I like what Alexander Arnold brings to Liverpool. Alexander Isak. Don't say Alexander Arnold. I do apologise for that. Alexander Isak brings to Liverpool because he has that calm and collective aura about him that you need as a striker, as the top striker in the world. For me, Haaland is obviously seen as the best finisher in the world, and arguably clearly is. He can score up to 4 or 5 goals a game usually in certain games. But Alexander Isak, I think for me, is a more complete forward than Erling Haaland. Alexander Isak is more complete than Erling Haaland for me personally. So I do think he can be the best striker in the world. Just give him time to adjust to Liverpool, get him into the squad gradually, and then we'll see what he can do with foreign verts behind, with Salah to the left, to the right of him, to Gakpo to the left of him. I think he can absolutely flourish in a red shirt. So let's get over to the Premier League predictions then. Let me get the fixtures up. So, as always on Premier League predictions, when I do Premier League predictions, get me yours in the chat as well. I always leave Liverpool to the last one. Even we ask tomorrow, but I always leave Liverpool to the last one anyway for my prediction. So let's start with Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. My prediction for Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. If I'm honest, Nottingham Forest, obviously, Ange Postecoglou in charge today for the first time. Early kickoff, I still see Arsenal getting the win there, if I'm honest. I think Arsenal will dominate the game. I think Forest are always a threat. They've always got a threat with, likes of Chris Wood up front, who's always a threat at corners and free kicks. And one-on-ones is one of the best one-on-ones in the league for me, Chris Wood. But I still think Arsenal dominance and the dominance of the ball, I don't think Forest will really get hardly the ball. Maybe in like 20% possession. I think Arsenal are going to dominate from the start to the finish. I'm going to go 2-0 to Arsenal in that game. I think Gyökeres will be on the score sheet as well. I do think that. Bournemouth-Brighton, that's a very good game. In fact, there's some very good games today that are not on TV, which is a shame, really, because, like Bournemouth-Brighton's a very, very good game. Fulham Leeds, another good game. Everton-Aston Villa, another good game. Bournemouth-Brighton. Bournemouth have started very, very well. We've already played Bournemouth ourselves, know how well they're playing. Despite losing their defence and their keeper this summer, Bournemouth have been fantastic. Semenyo, incredible player. But Brighton, again, quite similar to Bournemouth. Very, very good team. Very well coached. What I believe in this game, though, my prediction for this game, I'm going to go... I don't know. You'd think Bournemouth would win at home, but I don't think they will today. I'm going to go 1-1 between that game. Bournemouth-Brighton 1-1. Crystal Palace, Sunderland. Sunderland have started incredibly well. 2 wins from 3. Lost to Burnley 3-0. Was it Burnley lost in the second game? Didn't even score a goal. So away, I think Burnley, like Leeds, are going to rely a lot on their home form. It's a big stadium at home. But because they're away today against a very, very well-drilled Crystal Palace side, we know how good Crystal Palace are. Glasner has them rolling right now. I do think Crystal Palace get a result there and a win there for me personally. I'm going to go 3-1 to Crystal Palace. I'm going to go 3-1 Crystal Palace in that game against Sunderland. I think Sunderland might score today, but I still think Palace are too good for them at home. Everton, Aston Villa. So this one is very interesting. This one is probably that, for me, looking at the fixtures this weekend, I think this one's probably the hardest one to predict because Everton at home, looking very good under Moyes again. I think with Jack Grealish, the way Jack Grealish is playing against his old club as well, I can't see Everton losing. But then again, Aston Villa again have got a good side, haven't they? They're a very good side, but they haven't started incredibly well from what I've seen of them. I'm going to go Everton 2-1 in that one, for me personally. I think Jack Grealish is playing really well. I think he'll get him firing today. The fact that, like, I think Dwight McNeil is not even making the team now. I think Dwight McNeil is a very good player. The fact that he doesn't make team now shows how much Everton's improved for me. Fulham Leeds, again, like I said about Sunderland, I think Leeds are relying a lot on the home form, but they have got a good side. But Fulham, I think, might be just too much for them today, personally. 2-0 to Fulham for me in that game. Newcastle Wolves, again, Newcastle, too much to Wolves, I think. Yes, Wolves, they can get shocked sometimes. They've got Larson up front. They've got many players that can get something from nothing. But I just think Newcastle as a collective are much better team. Much better team. And I think they could easily win today, Newcastle. I'm going to go 3-1 to Newcastle today. Walter Mardy, I wonder if he plays today for his first time. Obviously, Anthony Gordon's still out for Newcastle. I think Newcastle win 3-1, but I still think Wolves will get a goal. With Strand Larson up front, they've always got an opportunity for a get a goal. West Ham, Tottenham, very good game. West Ham they improve massively against Crystal Palace. Brilliant win away to Crystal Palace. West Ham got Jarrod Bowen is very good. We know how good Jarrod Bowen is. I think with someone like a Jarrod Bowen in your team, you've always got a chance to get a result. And West Ham rely heavily on him. Tottenham started well, but then got beat by Bournemouth at home. In fact, not just beat by Bournemouth at home. I know it was only 1-0, but they got absolutely battered by Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth just controlled every bit of that game. I think West Ham will get a result against Tottenham, and I want to go 2-2. I think that's going to be one of the most exciting games of the weekend for me personally. 2-2 West Ham Tottenham, and it kicks off at R5 as well, so it will be on TV. Brentford Chelsea kicking off at 8 o'clock tonight. Chelsea right now do look quite good. And I think behind Arsenal, behind City, and behind Liverpool, Chelsea are the team to watch in terms of even they could even push on for a title chance. They potentially could. They've got the players there to do so, and they have played together for a year now. They've got a brilliant signing, João Pedro, unbelievable signing. Liam Delap's back up to that. Cole Palmer still needs to play well. Obviously, he had an injury in last game. I don't know if he's even back today, Cole Palmer, or not. So if you've got Cole Palmer in your teams, in your FPL teams, make sure be careful of that. I don't know if he's back or not. João Pedro, you've got to have in your FPL teams right now, is absolutely flying. So I think João Pedro and Chelsea will get a win tonight against Brentford. Brentford at home, usually well, but they've lost Mbeumo, they've lost Vista. It's a big loss. I think Thiago's a very good player. He's the one that's regarded on as the one to get them goals. But I think Chelsea are going to be too much for him tonight. So I want to go 3-1 to Chelsea tonight. So on to tomorrow, the big games tomorrow. So Burnley, Liverpool, and then we've got Manchester Derby at 4:30. But I'm going to go for Manchester Derby first because I always leave Liverpool games to the last. Manchester Derby. Man City have not started well at all, have they? But Man United, as we know, again, have not played well against Arsenal. But then even their win was not good at all. I thought they were poor, very poor, and they got lucky with the win 2 weeks ago. I said yesterday maybe Man United could actually get a result out of this, but with Man City being at home, it's a win-win for Liverpool fans, isn't it? Man City, Man United is always a win-win for Liverpool fans. If Man City drop points, brilliant. If Man United lose or drop points, fuck them. It's a laugh anyway. I think it's going to be a good game. I think Man City will win 2-1, personally. I think the way Haaland has started the season, 3 goals from 3 games, when Haaland scores like that, and Mamouche is out, which is a big miss for Man City. But I think with the way Haaland scores and the way Haaland, when he feels like he's wanting to score, he scores. It's just too good at scoring goals. So I think that's too much for Man United. I think Man United get a goal out of it somehow. Where they're going to get a goal from, penalty, possibly. But I do think Man City will come out as winners in that game. 2-1 for me for Man City. Right, on to our game. Burnley-Liverpool. Also, we did the preview on Thursday with Jake and Jacob on Thursday. But my predictions for the Liverpool game, everyone's been asking me all week, what's your predictions for the Liverpool game? What's your predictions for the Liverpool game? And I'm normally good at predicting Liverpool games because I know my team. And when we do predictions like this, like the Newcastle game, I said 2-2 in that game. It's only because the last minute winner from Rio Gamoa that it wasn't 2-2. But I'm an honest Liverpool fan. And that's the thing. That's why I'm usually good at predicting Liverpool games, because I'm honest. Biased Liverpool fans will out there, there's many of them, they'll go out there and say, oh, Liverpool win 3-0, 4-0 tomorrow. I don't think like that. I'll give you my honest view. And if people want to listen to what listen to my predictions, I'll give you my honest opinion. I won't ever change my honest opinion. If I think Liverpool are going to struggle, I'll tell you they're going to struggle. I don't see this as just Liverpool. I think Liverpool can win every game, but it doesn't mean I'm going to predict every game that we're going to win. Does that make sense? I'm being realistic about things. Tomorrow, Liverpool, for me, we will win, but I don't think it's going to be as convincing as some people might think. I think Burnley are a tough side, well-drilled side by Scott Parker. He's got them absolutely playing football. And away to Turf Moor, we know how tough it is in Turf Moor. We've beaten them 3-0. We've struggled there before as well. It was Burnley that beat our unbeaten home run back in 2021. We know how tough a place Turf Moor can be. But I do think we come out as winners. And I don't think it's been convinced. I think we're going to win 3-1. I think we'll score 3 goals, but I don't think it's been absolutely convinced. I don't think we'll absolutely batter them, if I'm honest. It wouldn't surprise me if we did batter them, but I think 3-1 is a decent result away to Burnley. I think we might go 3-0 up, but I think we might get complacent a little bit, and I think Burnley might sneak one back, personally. I don't think it'd be an absolute thrashing. I think Burnley will have chances. I think Alisson Becker will have to have a good game, but I think it will be comfortable, but not comfortable, as in like we'll control the game, but I don't think it'd be, smash out the park sort of game. Morning, Prakash. How are you doing, my friend? Glad to have the Premier League back. Absolutely, Prakash. Absolutely. I'm so happy the Premier League is back. Club football is back. I love my Saturday mornings. I love my weekend football when the club football is back. But yeah, that's my predictions for this weekend. So I'm predicting, as summary to all, Arsenal win, Bournemouth Brighton draw, Crystal Palace win, Everton win, Fulham win, Newcastle win, West Ham, Tottenham draw, Chelsea win, Man City win, and Liverpool win is my predictions this weekend. So for my FPL tips, so if you're doing your FPL, don't know what time I think it's 11 o'clock, the deadline. So you got half an hour. If you want to listen to my FPL tips, half an hour to get your teams in. Players that might do well this weekend. I'm going to pick 3 players this weekend to do well for your FPLs. So my first FPL tip to this weekend would be Mateta for Crystal Palace. Mateta for Crystal Palace at home to Sunderland. I think Mateta will get a few points in that. I think Crystal Palace beat Sunderland easily, and I think Mateta's the one. Obviously, Eze's not there anymore. I think Mateta's the one to get you points. And then I'm going to look at Newcastle. And my tip for Newcastle in terms of a player would be Tonali. And the reason for that is I think Tonali out of the 3 in midfield goes forward the most, and he does get a lot of shots away usually. And now they have got a front man in Walter Mady or a Wissa. I do think Tonali will have a bit more freedom to go forward. And I think he would be one to look at in terms of the price. He is quite a cheap price, is Tonali. And without Anthony Gordon as well, I think they might rely on him a lot to start those attacks for me. So Tonali for my tip for that. And also, João Pedro. Mentioned him earlier. João Pedro is on absolute fire right now for Chelsea. And I predict Chelsea to get 3 goals away to Brentford later on. I think João Pedro has got to be on the score sheet. He's got to be. And if they are going to score 3 goals, I think he's got to be on the score sheet. If you want a Liverpool player in your team, it's between Wirtz and Ekitike tomorrow. Maybe even Gakpo. I think you could pick a few Liverpool players actually tomorrow against Burnley. Like I said, I think we'll score 3 goals. But I think it's a game where Wirtz actually might shine tomorrow. And it's a chance for him to start kicking his Liverpool career off in a game like that against Burnley. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching this morning. I know it's a nice quick one this morning, half an hour, but I'm glad you guys have come in. If you have come in, Prakash predicting 2-1 Liverpool win. I presume it's a Liverpool win there. Prakash, not another game. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming on this morning. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So tomorrow, I was planning on doing a watch along for the game tomorrow, but unfortunately something's come up for me, so I can't do the watch along for tomorrow. So I do apologise for that, but I will be doing a match reaction at some point tomorrow evening. So make sure you tune into our match reaction tomorrow night or tomorrow evening, which I'll do tomorrow. I'll hopefully back on watch alongs next week from then on. Hopefully I don't want to miss watch alongs much, but there might be watch along if someone else can do it. But if someone else can't do it, I can't do the watch along tomorrow, unfortunately. But like I said, I'll be doing the match reaction tomorrow as well. Tonight, something else is coming out tonight regarding the career path quiz that we did the other night. That's being released tonight as well. So make sure you do, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and join us again at Talking Reds for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and Liverpool content in general. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll speak to you all tomorrow.